Hey everyone, and welcome to another mod spotlight showcasing the brand new Acrocanthosaurus by Garuga, one of the most anticipated ARK Edition dinos for ARK Ascended, and the TLC of the original ARK Survival Evolved one that I think is probably one of the most popular dinosaur mods in ARK Survival Evolved, so this is going to be really exciting to check out. I do believe that mechanically the new Acro is more or less the same as the evolved version, so for console players you're going to have a lot of fun with this one. And since this is a TLC, first things first, let us compare the before and after. Now, as you can see, it has changed quite a bit. Personally, unpopular opinion, I like fictional dinosaur designs and I like the more toothy grins, and yet despite that, I adore Garuga's new version of the Acro. The lipped version, he's managed to still make it really fearsome, especially when it breathes and it just shows its teeth every now and then. Its eyes are so cracked and terrifying, especially when you look at it from the front. And otherwise, just everything about it, I'm not sure if it actually is bigger and bulkier. It feels like it. I think it's just the scale work and just how well he's defined everything. It looks really rugged, really ferocious. It looks like a monster and it just looks absolutely fantastic. And this is really going to fit alongside other dinosaurs in ASA like the giga, the rex, meraxes, eocarcharia. There's just so many things that it's going to fit in nicely with, and oh, I'm so excited. Let's go see if I can find one. So, the brand new Acro can spawn in either the redwoods, the grasslands, or I have heard on Kano Island as well. I've not seen one on Kano Island yet, but you never know. Though I've mostly heard people recommend searching the redwoods, so that's going to be my first point. And I've also decided to use the Sylvatherium for this because, like my previous spotlights, I want to try these things out in an actual organic playthrough, you know? No cheating, no funny business. In a general playthrough, I would primarily use a sieve to go look for things, and I want to find out, will it survive a Acro encounter, and will it survive taming an Acro, because they have a pretty interesting mechanic that you can skip by trapping it, but that's kind of boring, and I want to see if the Sylvatherium can hold up to the job of knocking out the Acro without a trap design. So, fingers crossed. Oh, here we go. Damn, they are huge! With the Sylvatherium heat vision-y, whatchamacallit, I thought it was a Spino. But no, there it is! And that is not a good first impression. It's stuck in a parasaur, but it's got a baby! Oh, it actually has a baby, look at that! Level 15 juvenile female Acro. Okay then, so, since I got a Sylvatherium, I actually forgot about this when I first chose it. So, I can check out its health, its stats, etc. And I think I can take this on. So, as a reminder, my Sylvatherium is a 150 wild tame, no imprint. Oh dude, look at you. And I want to find out, can I survive an encounter? Am I encountering a giga or a rex is basically what I want to know. It is beautiful, and it seems to be ignoring me. That's a point. Are you ignoring me? A lot of creatures do ignore the Sylvatherium. I want to find out. No, okay, the Acro is an exception. It will, ow, get angry, but yeah, you can handily survive an encounter. So good to know, this is no giga. Especially for those who are not familiar with the ASC version. You'll be fine, but you should still worry, like definitely. Oh god, it's beautiful. I feel bad killing you. But there's another reason I want to kill one actually. Because if we go into his inventory, I do... Did I get one? Hold on. There is, here it is, the Acro Adrenal Gland. Now, this is the tribute item for summoning the Savage Acro boss, which is not currently implemented. There is no Savage Acro boss yet, so bear that in mind. But you can start getting the items now for the future. Oh, the poor little baby. I feel really bad, like just leaving. Oh, it's gone now. There it is. Oh, dude, just you know, while we're here, we'll just let you tank that. Oh, look at you. You're such a cutie pie. I really shouldn't have gone there. I need to go like actually tame a real one. But if you're wondering, you can indeed get your own little baby, and it has even more horribly cracked eyes than the parents do. I love this thing so much. Okay, distractions aside, let's go find one to tame. And just to clarify, this was in the grasslands location that I found this one in. I didn't have any luck in the redwoods, so I went to go check the grasslands, and I found that relatively quickly. I'd say about 5-10 minutes. You could do faster on a flyer. Okay, so I've stumbled across level 5 Acro, which is a little bit sad, but it's fine, a tame's a tame. And this was actually relatively close to the previous one, again, in the Highlands. So, first of all, let us get rid of that stego. It's nearly dead, we'll leave you to that stego. Now, because I've got the Silverium scan, I may as well use the tech binoculars, because you're going to see why in a moment. Now, Acro taming. I've never solo tamed an Acro before. And I'm going to go ahead and get started right now. So first of all, I want to put you into enrage mode and get some biotoxin on my bars. You are currently in shield mode. Let's enrage you. And I may have done this wrong already. Oh no, actually I just did it right. And instantly knocked it out. Okay, let's demonstrate with a higher level one, shall we? Okay, so that was all kind of rushed and we didn't really get to see what actually happened there. So I'm going to spawn in a 150 because I think a 150 will be the best one to actually demonstrate the entire strategy with. Now, before I spawn in, before we get started, I want to quickly show you guys just one thing. The Acro saddles unlocked at level 76, and yes, you can get them in supply drops as well. So, level 76 is the Acro saddle. I'm going to go ahead and use the assault rifle from level 58, and I'm just showing that because, you know, it means that you can prepare in advance. You don't have to wait until you're higher level to get, say, the sniper rifle. No, the assault rifle works for this. So, the way this works is, just like the Evo Giga, another fellow carcharodontosaurus, you have to piss it off, and you have to kind of knock it out while it's angry. With this one being probably a bit scarier, especially if you're a bit skittish around ARK dinos. This one's interesting. So, let's go ahead then, get ourselves that big, scary 150. And now, I'm going to go ahead and just track you, just so I can track its health, you can see its torpor, and let's piss it off. Oh, I need to reload first. It has to be done with bullets. So, we're waiting for that roar. Oh god, yeah, no, so you can see why I went for 150. It's a lot scarier. Come on, you're in shield stance, this is good. I'm just waiting for it to roar and enrage. Come on, any moment now. I think I'm gonna go into shield stance. Oh, that's not particularly ideal. Hold on. This isn't what I wanted. Okay, fine. Look, we're just gonna go ahead then and just chill. Shield stance on Silverium. This is why I've chosen it, so that you can tank. And now we're just waiting for that roar, which will hopefully happen soon. Oh god. Kind of thinking maybe the pump action might be better for this. There it is. And I gotta feed it biotoxin. Oh god, and quickly remount. Am I mounted? I am good. Right, there we go then. You can see it's gained torpor. And we're gonna keep on doing this again and again. Let's try the pump action this time. I got a very big juicy one, which is gonna really hurt like hell. There we go. Fed it again. And this is the strategy. So again, this one is the Silverium so that I can tank all the damage. I'm going to keep on annoying it, and every time it does its big aggressive roar, you're going to quickly sweep in and either force feed it narcotic or biotoxin, biotoxin being better. And every time you feed it, it will heal. Oh dear. Every time you feed it, it'll heal the Acro, so you don't have to worry about its health. If you do it right, it will heal naturally throughout the knocking out process. That was a little unfortunate right there. Okay. You can see why trapping is preferred. Oh, no, I may have missed it. I missed it. Oh no, I need to harvest. Well, that is one terribly angry Acrocanthosaurus. Let us see if I can find something to feed it quickly. Oh good lord, yeah, this is why people trap it. Trapping is definitely a good idea, but I find it's a little bit boring and not the biggest fan of traps, not all the time. Of course I ran out of ammo. Oh god. Did you fully heal? Okay, you got some healing. Let's heal you a little bit more actually. Thankfully the torpor drain is slow enough, it's forgiving, although I can't afford to muck about too much. Right, let you hit me again, that way you retain aggro, because fun fact, if you let the dinos actually hit you while you kite them, they will retain aggro for a lot longer. Let's get you to harvest that bird. Oh, you have a really big turn radius, don't you? Come on. Ah, there we go. Okay, fully healed. Now, let's just get you into a slightly better position. This is looking like a nice open area where I won't panic as much. And let's go ahead then and fully reload and get back to work. And that should be it. Oh, that was not it. That was it. Okay, well, I dismantled too early, but it was fine in the end. Go ahead and reload, and now we're back to normal. So if you miss a window, you're gonna have to go ahead and there we go. Go ahead and quickly force feed it. That was a sentence. I'm not sure that sentence made any sense whatsoever, but I think you get the process. Hope you're enjoying the chaos, by the way. Okay, that was another one. That was a bit of a dodgy one. I wasn't sure if I got it quite right. There we go. Let's go ahead and reload. It's very nearly knocked out. Please reload. There we go. Okay, let's stand up, rotate, sit back down again with the Cyphitherium. Oh, that jebaited me, I think. Oh. Oh no, I know what's happening. There's false rules. Right, you may have noticed the rules are a little bit different every now and then. Yes, I read about this. It does, in fact, do false rules. And I probably terribly mucked that up, but it worked out in the end. That was really, really messy. Don't worry, I'm sure a gajillion people have already got tutorials for how to do this clean already up and available. I'm just showing you my perspective, my fun little chaos. You know, let's wing it. I hope it's more entertaining. Right, now that the hard part is done, now it's knocked out, it prefers exceptional kibble, or mutton, prime, etc. And I don't think it really requires narcotics. I'm on ×1 taming, same as always, ×1 taming. And I guess we just wait and see. I'm going to set a timer for this, let's see how long this actually takes. Now, I will quickly note that another advantage to having a actual trap for this is the fact that then it'll protect the tame afterwards. I don't think anything's going to come attack it, but that's a thing to bear in mind. Trapping it will just keep the entire process a lot more controlled, a lot more streamlined. You won't panic as much, and once it's knocked out, it's already protected by the trap. But yeah, like I said, I wanted to see, I really did want to see if the Cyphitherium would be up for the job, and it was, and I'm very, very happy. Alright then, that scared the crap out of me. I was just about to give it some raw meat so it wouldn't eat the kibble, but I've already calculated. It ate 17 kibble, it's obviously had a bit extra, but I was checking in between. So, that took 1 hour on default taming rate, so 1 hour, took 17 exceptional kibble, and I only gave it 100 narcotics, and that was enough. And there is my very own Acro. Let me quickly just chuck on that saddle. Oh, look at you then. So here's a really cool thing about the saddle for those who don't know. It's on the side, or you, the player. What is wrong with my head? Oh god. Well, anyway, ignore that. Yeah, so the saddle is off to the side, and by the way, the saddle's modelled by Schmitto, one of the Paleo ARK artists. But yeah, let's have a good look at you then. You are just beautiful, and I love the way those teeth just keep on showing. Like, you think like, oh, it looks like a big softie because of like the nice little, you know, sweet looking face. Oh no, it is hiding some scary teeth. Okay, so immediate first impression is it's got a decent speed. This is sprinting, this is walking. So sprinting, it's not the fastest, but it does feel nice and heavy. The turn radius is a bit large, but it feels quite okay, to be honest. We have been seeing a lot of creatures recently with very tight turn radiuses. This is one of the larger ones, but it'll never be as bad as like a giga or a wyvern. So it's quite decent, to be honest. I think it really makes up for it in strength. The stamina is fantastic. The stamina usage is really, really nice. And oh dude, it just looks at that tail. That tail is so satisfying. Right then, so there's a reason why he has the saddle off to the side, because of the shield stance, which, there you go. So shield stance is C, and basically this is for the Acro to take significantly less damage, and it will also take increased adrenaline charge, but we'll get into all that in a moment. One thing that's really freaky though is that while in shield stance, if you want to walk forward, it actually walks like that, which is such a unique and interesting take. This is the same from ASC, but again, for like any new people who have not seen this before, especially console players, yeah, you do be having quite an interesting walk. Ah, and one more thing to note as well, it does have directional turning, which is always nice and handy. So, let us take a look at those abilities. First things first is the left click attack, which is, you know, always a good old standard bite. Very cool looking bites, by the way. Oh, and while we're here, look at that face, like I mentioned earlier. Those scary crackhead eyes, my god, it stares into your soul, doesn't it? Right then, right click is, oof, a very big heavy stomp on a very crappy terrain. Hold on, very, very diagonal. How about here? Yeah, the terrain's a little bit dodgy for this, but you can still see it though, sort of right click. Oh, that is such a cool looking animation. I love how powerful it feels. C is the shield stance, which can also do, also that's a left click in shield stance, and right click, there is no right click. And let's see then, is there anything else? No, that does appear to be it. Left control. Cosmetic roar. Ah, that sound, that acro roar is almost nostalgic. Hold on, let's hear it again without me talking. God, I love that roar. I think that has to be one of my favorite roars just of any dino. I don't know why, just something about it is so nostalgic. Right, now then, so as I've shown a little bit of already, there is the shield stance, and during shield stance, it will take reduced damage, clearly moves a bit slower, so it's a nice tanky dino, but it will also take increased adrenaline. And adrenaline, just like the giga and the evo giga and the meraxes and just every carcharodontosaurus in the game, it basically means that if you deal damage to it, it'll get angry. And the Acro gets particularly angry during shield stance, where it will take more adrenaline. And once it takes enough, it will get very mad and gain a massive buff. So let's see then, a level 80 meraxes, will you be enough to trigger an enrage? I doubt it, to be honest. Oh, in fact, oh there you go, adrenaline amount. Oh, that is so nice. I love how it actually displays just really clearly. Go into shield mode, yeah, you can see, oh, in shield mode it does take so much more. Just going to compare the damage taken, so 104 in non-shield mode, and 62 in the shield mode, on top of a primitive basic saddle. I did love that UI, the bar is just so much nicer. I'm kind of over having like all these little fancy small icons everywhere. It's nice just having something obvious for a change. So there's the adrenaline amount, which is now full, and if I hit spacebar, oh, the Acro gets very mad and it even starts glowing. Oh, just look at that glow. Does that look amazing? And now the meraxes is also just enraged by itself. So, during this, I can no longer enter shield stance, but my right-click stomp does a big, very angry triple stomp, which just did a ton of damage. The left-click melee does so much more. You can just break through terrain, so nothing will stop you. You run so much faster. Got health regen, movement speed, damage dealt, damage reduction. So this is again what you want for the Acro. You want to piss it off. You want to have it enter adrenaline mode because it just makes it so much more powerful, and it lasts for 30 seconds. And it doesn't just end there. So let's see then. Can I trigger adrenaline? Oh wow, actually I can, but it does take a while, doesn't it? Oh no! So it's not like all the other enraging dinos. You cannot trigger it with bullets. I can't believe I just did that. It's okay, you didn't see anything, it didn't happen. I don't know what you're referring to. So anyway, unlike the other dinos like meraxes and evo giga, etc., you cannot trigger the enrage with bullets, which is very interesting. So you actually have to trigger the enrage in a very natural environment, or maybe, hold on. Could I have just been an idiot? I mean, it wouldn't be the first time I've been an idiot. No, okay, even in shield stance, you really run the risk of killing your Acro if you shoot it, so no forcing of the enraged buff, which is definitely quite an interesting change, actually. Alright then. Oh, I just saw that stomp does damage. Hold on. Let's try that again for a second. Get out of shield stance, that wasn't me. God, Oh, 710, so it's really worth that slow ramp up, and I've not leveled a single point into melee yet. Or you could just headshot for nearly 1200, my goodness. Okay, let's see then. Can I trigger an enrage from all of these here? Because my Acro is actually getting low on HP, and I would like to cause it to, you know, actually get the buff. Oh, this is nowhere near as chill as it is doing on the other dinos. It is definitely a lot more risky doing it this way, but here we go. So now I've done the roar, but there's another thing. If I now double tap spacebar during this roar, it's going to expend the adrenaline mode as this big buff, which looks amazing, by the way. God, that did a ton of damage. Actually, did it do it? I'm not sure if it did do it. Yeah, it's safe to say that compared to the others, the Acro is very much glass cannon, which I have to say is quite refreshing. So yeah, you can deal a ton of damage, but you really got to be careful because your means of dealing more damage can just as easily risk killing your dino as well. So you have to be careful, you have to actually manage it properly. I can see as a co-op group taking this with like a Yuti or a Daedon being a lot of fun, just roaming about and support healing. But on your own as solo, you have to be careful because you will accidentally kill it if you're not careful. Oh wow, in shield stance, the left click does do like a pretty nasty knockback as well. Look at that distance. But yes, as awesome as the adrenaline mode is, there's one more benefit to it, and that is that if during the beginning of adrenaline, if you double tap spacebar at the beginning of its roar, it'll expend all of its rage, just like our carcha when it roars expends all of its stacks. And when it does that roar, it's a support buff, again just like the carcha, where it'll cause nearby allies to have additional movement speed, additional defense, and additional attack. So it's a really nice support buff as well. But it has to be done at the beginning of adrenaline because it needs to spend the entire bar. It can't just do it halfway or close to the end, it doesn't work that way. And now, just for a little bit of fun, there's one more thing I'd like to try and do, and that is take 5 of these guys into the Broodmother arena, because yes, the Acro can indeed be taken to boss battles, to the tech cave, to the overseer, it all works. These are 5 imprinted 150 Acro, so primitive saddles, no levels, so kind of bog standard breeds, but let's just see how it works. So let's just quickly get a one myself and whistle you all over. If you would like to listen, perhaps, maybe, just try that again. Oh, hold on, there we go. So, here's a cool thing I didn't mention earlier, by the way. Something really cool about the Acro is that, as you can see right there, they deal massively extra damage to creatures under their drag weight. So in a boss encounter like this, it means that while they do regular damage to the Broodmother itself, which as you can see, is not a particularly high amount, they do massively increased damage to the adds. So this makes the Acro an amazing ad killer. So again, like, sorry, I wasn't ready to see the spiders flying like that, as I was gonna say. So let's just quickly do a big stomp. Oh, that's so much damage. Let's get our adrenaline stacking actually. In fact, I'd like to demonstrate quickly. So if I just go ahead then, and I'm just going to spam spacebar, can't go wrong with good old spam. And that should hopefully have buffed the others. That was a very big dramatic roar there. I feel like it did something, I'm pretty sure it did something. But my god, look at that damage! So this is actually really effective for just dealing with the ants. This is going to be amazing for OSDs. Oh no, that's going to be so fun for OSDs. I'm excited. I'm not going to lie, considering it's just the 5 of us. Actually, there's only 4 of us. Okay, either one of them died and I wasn't paying attention, or only 4 of us made it in. I'm not entirely sure about that. But either way though, it actually seems like a decent boss dino. It's not intended. I don't think it's intended as a boss dino. But hey, it's doing the job quite nicely. Oh my goodness, so. But as I mentioned earlier, still very glass cannon. Look at the health on my Acro. I am getting shredded. I'm playing offensively while in, there we go, while in my actual shield stance. There you go, so that's a big roar again. Damn, that is such a sick roar. These guys are amazing. Oh god, please let me stomp, please let me stomp. I'm trying to stomp. There we go. They all glitched under the Acro's hitbox, remember then. And you can see, by the way, on the middle Acro there, it has also enraged itself. So it can activate by themselves, which is excellent. Oh my god, yeah. So like I said, probably not the most boss appropriate dino, but consider it's just the 4 of us and 0 healing, 0 support, just me whacking out all the ads. He did a decent job, so I consider these guys properly bred, properly leveled, actually have levels in the first place, with something better than primitive saddles. These would be quite decent for boss fights. Yeah, this makes a really nice alternative to Rexes, to Spinos. I wouldn't say it's stronger. I mean, the ad damage is superior, 100%, but otherwise I wouldn't necessarily say they're stronger, but I do make a really refreshing alternative. And it's nice having alternatives in the game. Not everything has to be really broken and overpowered with some annoying gimmick. No, it's nice having creatures every now and then that do just get the job done. So yeah, overall for my closing thoughts, it's ARK Additions, it's Garuga. Of course it's going to be a good dino. What else did we expect, honestly? Nah, the Acro is amazing, and I think the TLC is very well worth waiting for. It looks absolutely stunning. It fits ASA so well. It's a fun dinosaur. One of my favorite, like, taming mechanics. I love the more aggressive on-action tames, like Reaper Queen, for example. I love Reaper Queen. The Acro is so fun. I love the scariness of just jamming yourself into its face mid-roar. It's just overall wicked, and I would highly, I mean, I think a lot of you are going to get this one anyway, but I would highly recommend it nonetheless. And it is quite nice as well that when you encounter them in the wild, they're not a terrifying threat, so about as you expect from every other dino. So it's all nice and balanced, but still a challenge to obtain and very rewarding to get. Alright, and that is my spotlight done. So thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed this. Mod ideas on the screen for you right now, and as always, I'll see you all again next time. Cheers.